Welcome, high school counselors. How are you doing today? You can tell me how you're doing in the chat, and Lincoln might let me know. Speaking of, there's Lincoln's hand. Hi, I'm Misty Mumford, and I am going to be your MC for today's conference, and we're so excited that we're able to meet with you all across the nation while we're doing this, so that's always a good thing. I am a representative at Brigham Young University to many of the states and a lot of the Utah high schools, so if you are, let us know where you're coming in from. So that is going to be Brigham Young University, BYU Hawaii, BYU Idaho, Ensign College, BYU Pathway Worldwide, and seminaries and institutes would normally, they're not here today, but they are part of the church educational system. So hopefully when you hear all of those names, you know that they're part of a system of schools that are, we call them our sister schools or sometimes like that, but that's the definition of what we call CES. So there are a lot of similarities, but there are a lot of differences, but I want to focus on the similarities first. I've got a video prepared for you to watch going out of the gates. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for your interest in the church educational system. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints sponsors 4 campuses of higher learning: BYU, BYU Hawaii, BYU Idaho, and Ensign College. It also operates over 370 institutes of religion near other university campuses and Pathway online learning. This presentation will answer the most common questions we get from students applying to a CES school. Each CES campus offers different advantages to students. However, they all share some core characteristics. They each have a temple easily accessible to students. A true example of higher learning. Students at each campus are enriched by weekly devotionals where church leaders and faculty inspire and instruct. Central to students' experience are religion classes, but it's not uncommon for classes in science, math, and other topics to begin with prayer. All campuses have young single adult wards where students can attend church and hold callings. These wards provide a lot of opportunity for spiritual growth, service, and social activities. Faculty and students at all CES campuses live by an honor code. This includes high moral standards in academic conduct, residential living, and dress and grooming. And all 4 campuses grant a deferment for students who are admitted but want to serve a mission. Each CES campus is a dynamic place to learn and grow, not only academically, but spiritually. We hope this presentation will help you in deciding which schools you should apply to.
I love that video. I love how it showcases all of the goodness that these campuses have, and you know, when that one instructor goes like, yes, it reminds me a little bit of Napoleon Dynamite, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, let's get started. First on the block is going to be Ensign College. We've got Giselle here, and she's going to take it away right now.
Woohoo! Welcome, high school counselors. I am so excited to be here with you today on this wonderful day. My name is Giselle, and I am an outreach and admissions counselor here at Ensign College. And today I'm going to be talking to you about everything that we offer, all the programs that are here for students, and just how wonderful Ensign College is. So, let's see here. Yes, Ensign College is focused on developing capable and trusted disciples of Jesus Christ. We are focused on having students who are capable here, who are definitely trusted, and we really want them to be capable and always ready to be able to develop those market-ready skills. We want them to develop character. We want them to be confident. We want them to be competent. So part of that is this wonderful video that I would like to show you. This video was created by our wonderful students here at Ensign College, and I would love to show it to you now.
This is Ensign College, home to over 2,000 students and 68 nationalities who come to experience the diverse energy of this place, with over 20 different programs including computer science, accounting, interior design, medical assisting, and many more. Located in the heart of Salt Lake City, you'll never be bored. Each one of you has an important part to play. So if you want to know what makes us tick, then come to Ensign College.
Awesome. So I just wanted to show you that video because that video was done by our students. So it just really tells you how creative our students are, how great their market-ready skills are, and it just fulfills everything that we are all about here at Ensign College. We have actually had 6 names, so really fun fact for you. We are now Ensign College. We were previously known as LDS Business College, and we just recently had this name change. So each year, around 2,200 students come to Ensign College. We have a huge, diverse campus here, and it's just a great experience to be able to have all these students from all around the world. And since we've opened our doors, nearly 100,000 students have attended. We have 54% of our students, they were first-generation college students, and I'm sure there are a lot of students in your areas where a ton of students, it's their first time coming to college, and it's just a great experience. We welcome all of those awesome students here. Another unique thing that we have is all the diversity here at Ensign College. We have over 60 countries represented. So we have students from pretty much all of our continents, and it's just amazing to be able to have students from all over the world. This is our 2021 graduate profile. We have had 273 graduates from the US, and you can just kind of see all of the different countries. 38% of international students graduated, and it's just an amazing opportunity for students to come. Some of our programs include certificates, associate's degrees. One of them is the Associates of Science degree, which is a general education degree. We also have Associates of Applied Science, which are degrees specifically focused on what you want to learn, what you want to go into. We also have bachelor's degrees, which we're super excited about. This is something new that Ensign College is doing, so we are extremely excited for Ensign College and the new opportunities that you can find here. You can see these are also some of our certificates that we offer. We have a variety of certificates from accounting, medical assisting, interior design. There is something very special here for you, and these are great certificates that you can come and get. These are applied science degrees as well. We have applied technology, we have business intelligence, cybersecurity. So these degrees are for students who are wanting to just come and get something quick, get those generals out of the way, but they also want to just get their applied degree. And we have bachelor's degrees. So these bachelor's degrees are, like I said, they're new, so we're super excited about it. We have things from accounting, we have communications, we have cybersecurity, digital marketing, and business management. So it's just a really great opportunity for you to come and get your bachelor's degree here at Ensign College. So we focus a lot in our mission statement, developing capable and trusted disciples of Jesus Christ. So as a learner here at Ensign College, students are going to be prepared. They're going to be able to develop and demonstrate professional capabilities. So you can see here that we have all of these great techniques that you will learn. You will be ready to act. You will be ready to demonstrate. So we want you to definitely come here and have a great learning experience, develop professionalism, teamwork and leadership, great communication skills, technical skills. So all of these wonderful things that are surrounded by our awesome mission statement. So teaching and learning. We are a school where students can be immersed in their learning. This is a quote from President Bruce C. Cush. He is the president of Ensign College, and he says, "The students are immersed. They're covered and surrounded by the course content rather than merely being presented to it by the instructor." So it's just a really great opportunity for students to actually be immersed on campus. They're able to be presented with real life challenges. You will be here on campus and you will be able to actually practice what you're learning about. So something really, really unique about us is our student to teacher ratio. You can see here that we have a ratio of 21:1. Our average class size is 20. And we have graduates join an alumni association comprised of 100,000 plus former students. So you are able to create such great relationships with your teachers. You're able to have them as mentors, have them as guides, and just be able to definitely learn a lot from them. A lot of these teachers are in their fields, and they're just great mentors for our students. Job placement. I absolutely love this. We had 100% placement in the following programs. So like I said, we want you to have those market-ready skills. We want you to be prepared for the work field, for your career. We want your students to be capable and trusted disciples of Jesus Christ. And you can see here that we had an 83% placement rate. So really exciting. So where are we located? You're probably wondering, okay, well, where is this wonderful school located at? We are in the heart of Salt Lake City. So this is Ensign College right here. We are right next to Temple Square. The conference center, you can see the Capitol building is nearby, Ensign Peak as well. So it's just a really great area if you love shopping, if you love trying new foods, this is a great place for you to be at. So Ensign College is just located in a beautiful place in Salt Lake City. And did you guys know that the Great Salt Lake is so salty that you can actually float on water? Crazy, right? It's really awesome that we live in such a great city where our Ensign College is located. So student life. Here you can be involved in a couple of different things, which is really exciting. We have a great business club here that you can join. We have choir. Our students hike up to Ensign Peak, and you can see they have the Ensign flag here. So it's just really fun to be able to be involved and meet new friends. We have a lot of cultural events going on. You just have the opportunity to meet wonderful people and just be involved in all these fun things around campus. We also give students a great resource. You get a UTA pass, and that is the public transportation system here in Utah. You can ride the tracks, the train, and the front runner at absolutely no cost. So if you want to save on gas, if you don't want to drive, if you don't want to look for parking, if you just kind of wanting to hang out and ride the train, then you can do that. It's great. It's in a great location, so you can take advantage of the UTA pass we give you. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, what's the tuition like? This is our tuition per semester. We are extremely affordable. You can see here that we have church member students tuition and non-church member student tuition. And it's still really affordable. It's an amazing opportunity for students to come and get a great quality of education for a great price here at Ensign College. We also have a great financial aid and scholarships office. And really fun fact, 74% of first-time, full-time Ensign College students received state, federal, or institutional financial aid, which is a great way for you to pay for your education. We have scholarships available, and it's just a great opportunity for students to be able to come and get financial support. We know that school can be tough to pay for. I've been there, and we have all of these great scholarships. Financial aid is available to you. That way you can pay for school. So what are our admissions requirements? You're probably like, well, how do students get into Ensign College? Well, here is what you need to apply. Students need equivalency of high school, completion or graduation. If students have 24 college credit hours, then they can also apply. We require college, university transcripts if you did attend school, if your students attended college or university. We need an ecclesiastical endorsement. There is an essay and a one-time $35 application fee. Really fun. We actually do not require an ACT or SAT score, so that is really fun. That's really awesome that we're able to you can apply and follow these admissions requirements, and you should be good. So what are the next steps? you can help students apply, and you can start the application now. Awesome news is that all of our applications are now open. So if you want to apply for fall, if you want to apply for winter and spring semester 2022, all of those applications are now open, and you can encourage students to apply. You can apply. You can schedule a campus tour. We're in a great location. You can schedule a campus tour online, and you can check out our programs, all the great programs that we offer that I talked to you about today. You can read more about it on our website, and you are able to find what classes you're going to be able to take, find the job opportunities, find all of those great things about the degrees and certificates that we offer. You can also explore our website, great information, and you can contact our admissions counselor. This is their contact information, and you can also anytime contact our admissions office. So this is all the information. This is great information for you to have, and you can also follow us on social media. We want to see what you're doing. We want you to see what we're doing and all the great things that we're up to, all the great programs that we have, all the great updates that we have. So make sure that you stay connected with us. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming here. And now we will turn the time over to Missy.
Welcome. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Giselle. Appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
All right. I'm going to be focusing on some more of the things that all these schools offer. So here I have a list of their degrees. There's bachelor's degrees. Thank you for helping take this off of my hands. Bachelor's degrees and associate degrees and minors and certificates, as Giselle just mentioned about Ensign College and their certificate offerings. That's why you would see those there, where BYU doesn't have those offerings. So there is something for every one of your students at any of these institutions. They might not have this, they're not going to have the same offerings though. So for example, we don't have an animal science program here at BYU, but BYU Idaho does. So if you know what your students' interests are, do the shopping, go around and look at the various school offerings, and you can go from there. So next up is my loyal Cougars, fresh off of the win from Saturday. That was a good game. And I don't think you're going to look as cool as I am in this hat, so I'm just going to keep it.
I'm not going to wear the hat. I'm not going to look that cool at all.
Well, I just
I
don't
can't
know
look
how
as
you
cool
can.
as you, Missy.
How can you?
I'm so sorry.
I look pretty cool. Just kidding. I look like a doof.
Hi everyone, my name is Lincoln. Admissions at BYU, and I'm going to run over a bunch of our policies and procedures and information in the hopes that it's going to help you help your students. Let's talk about BYU. First of all, we are in Provo, Utah. That's about 50 minutes south of Salt Lake. And also, like the other presenters here, we are sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We have a student body of about 33,000 undergraduate students. The question that we get asked the most is, what is BYU looking for? And we had the director of admissions make a little video to answer that question for you.
What makes a great BYU student? There is no checklist or magic formula to getting into BYU, but here are some pointers. As you prepare to apply to BYU, don't forget to consider our mission and aims. There are 4 aims to a BYU education. Spiritually strengthening. We recommend attending, participating in, and graduating from seminary. Participate in other activities that will strengthen your testimony of Jesus Christ and prepare you to learn in an environment that is rooted in the gospel. Intellectually enlarging. To be prepared academically, we recommend you take challenging college preparatory classes during high school. Pursue your passions inside and outside of the classroom. Character building. A person of character should have a strong work ethic and be able to demonstrate resilience and honesty. You should be respectful of others despite differences, honor commitments, and have integrity in all you do. Lifelong learning and service. We look for students that already have a love of learning and a sincere desire to serve others. Cultivate your love of service through sustained exposure to meaningful service opportunities. If you want to be considered, you have to apply. Take the time necessary to present your best self.
So there we go. Laurie was talking about the 4 aims of a BYU education. I'm just going to go over those again. very quickly, here they are. The aims of a BYU education are these 4 things: spiritually strengthening, intellectually enlarging, character building, lifelong learning. There's a URL right there where you can learn more about those. The reason we highlight these is because any application that exhibits these 4 aims is a strong application, because it's what we're going to be trying to give them more of. Take a note of that URL, although I'll be giving you a link in a while that will give you all the links in this presentation, but if you want to take a picture, go ahead. I'm going to be giving you a lot of websites where you can get information from us. The BYU application is holistic in nature. You may have seen this at a bunch of other universities. We look at the whole, not just the parts. There is no one part of our application that will make or break an application. Not the scores, not the interests. No one thing is considered a make or break element. Couple of stats for you, because we get asked about these as well. From our most recent cycle, we had 12,000 apply, 7,000 accepted, which gives us an admission rate of about 60%. And it always seems to hover around there, give or take. Mostly give, actually. That's it's normally a little higher than that. But more than half of our applicants actually get in. As far as the academic scores go, there's quite the range there. This is the middle 50%. Okay, so this is the middle 50% for ACT. 25% got more than 33 or above, and 27 or below, 25% there as well. There's the SAT score and GPA as well. However, I really want to note that we are test optional at the moment and for the next couple of years. This means that we're optional for most students. Once they start their application and start answering questions, the application will tell them whether they need to submit a standardized test score or not, but most won't. However, it is an option. They can submit a score if they think that it will strengthen their application. It's entirely up to the applicant. More information at testoptional.byu.edu. Something else that might help some of your students is a fee waiver application. The fee for our application is on the low side as it is. It's $35, but if anyone wants to apply for a waiver on that, they can use a form from one of these places, the ACT site, SAT site, NACAC, or SCORE. Just one of those will do. What they do is they find the form and they submit it as a Y message. Y messages are our internal email for those who have got BYU IDs. Once they start their application, they'll be given one of those. More information at feewaiver.byu.edu. All right, let me tell you a little bit about our application itself. Essays and activities. We have 4 essays about the student and 2 essays about what they've done. And in all of them, we want to learn about them, what they've learned, what their interests are, what they do about it, that kind of thing. The advice that we always give to the students is that they should pick activities and experiences that are meaningful to them. Doesn't really matter what it is, as long as they are actively learning something. We tell them to avoid repetition. I don't want to read 4 essays all about the same topic. That gets a little tedious. And of course, pay attention to grammar and spelling, because we do look at that as well. Our application has a couple of recommendations. The first one actually is an endorsement from a religious leader. For most of our applicants, of course, that's a bishop from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But if an applicant is not LDS, they can go to the local LDS bishop and get an endorsement, or they can use one of their own religious leaders. We do look for our 3 other recommendations, though. One from a seminary teacher, and we know who they are. One from a high school student. High school student? We don't got another high school student?
No.
Yes, this is my buddy. He's great.
They can maybe do that on other, but not on
we can do that. A high school teacher, and then one other application. Now, the high school teacher has to be someone who taught English, math, or science in either the junior or senior year. So it is specific, but that should actually be quite a number of teachers that can be chosen. We get their email, we send a little email out to them with a questionnaire on it, and it's not a letter of recommendation, it's just asking a few questions. And then they can pick one other person, someone that knows them, that is not a family member. For international students, anyone that has got coursework from outside the US, there's a whole bunch of things that those students have to take care of as well. The websites on the bottom of that slide are very important for all of them. We look for English proficiencies, and then there's rules regarding how they report their transcripts and the work that they've done if it is not US accredited and that kind of thing. I won't go into a lot of detail about that here, but if you have students that need that kind of help, those are the sites that will help them. In terms of personal preparation, we encourage students to do challenging coursework and to participate in and graduate from seminary. The challenging coursework can be just about anything as well, as long as it challenges them. We like AP classes, there's IB courses, there's honors classes, there's dual enrollment, there's all kinds of things that they can look at to show that they challenge themselves academically. Couple of websites for you on that one, apib.byu.edu and transferguides.byu.edu. They all end .byu.edu. You're seeing a pattern, I can tell. I know you are. We often get asked what our required classes are. We don't have any required classes, but we do recommend these. And this is a fairly common template, I think, at universities around the States. A couple of years of foreign languages and a couple more lab sciences, math and English and that sort of thing. But we don't stick to it rigidly. Because of the nature of the church, a lot of people graduating high school want to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we get asked a lot if admittance is deferred for those students, and it is. We recommend if they're going to serve a mission for the church that they apply with their senior class rather than waiting till they have finished serving their mission. And when they get their mission call, a letter from church offices telling them where they're going, they go to that website right there, they fill out the questionnaire there, and we hold their spot for them until they get back. It's pretty straightforward. We have 10 colleges at BYU with those 33,000 students, filling them to different degrees. There are 180 majors, and I'm sorry, but I can't give you details about any one of those specifically. There's just too much to know on that. But majors.byu.edu is a place that your students can go and see what we offer in all those different areas. There's a lot that's on offer. It's not just about getting into BYU. We look to help students apply, we look to help them get in, but we also want to help them graduate as well. There are a whole bunch of resources on our campus, and we gave our students some cameras to film about those, and here's what they came up with.
University is fun and hard work. Here are some of the ways that BYU will help you graduate.
Students do research and write a lot. You can improve both with the help of our on-campus consultants and resources. We also have labs where you can get help from teachers' assistants in just about any class you might be in. Tutors are students who help students. You can get help in a class with someone who just took that class.
Where's the testing center? What's fun at BYU? When you're admitted to BYU, you'll be assigned a first-year mentor. Ask them anything and everything that you want.
Every major offers academic advisement. They can help you with getting into a program, career counseling, scholarships, and a host of other things.
And while we're talking scholarships, the Financial Aid Office is there to help with these too.
No two students have the same needs, and we have offices dedicated to meeting them. Counseling, advisement, scholarships, social events, and specialty help are available from
Multicultural Student Services,
International Student and Scholar Services,
Women's Services and Resources,
the Accessibility Center,
and the Office of Student Success and Inclusion.
Healthy Mind, Healthy Body. Student Wellness operates all our fitness facilities and has programs to help you take care of your intellectual, financial, spiritual, social, and emotional needs too.
And if you do get sick, the Health Center is in walking distance from most freshman housing.
Maybe you're not sure what to study. Our career exploration class can help with that. And we have other classes you can take for credit that help with your school and career choices.
Maybe you've already decided on a profession that needs an advanced degree. You can get advice on your track towards medicine, law, dentistry, or business at the Pre-Professional Advisement Center. You'll be thinking about your first job before you know it. Our career studios will help you with everything from interview techniques to thank you letters to finding a job.
BYU has a ton of resources. We will help you from your first day of class to graduation and beyond.
Thank you, students. Those students are all tour guides for us, by the way, and they're great. Those are a bunch of the resources that are available on campus because our interest is in helping everybody graduate, not just get in. Let's talk about paying for school really quickly. BYU was ranked recently as #1 from Forbes and the Wall Street Journal in terms of value. And we've had a bunch of awards that have just been announced this very week as well. Then I think we came
we might
in.
have dropped.
I think we well,
So
it's
let's not
different,
talk about it.
different
I'm
place.
still
We'll go with
yeah.
2019. We're still living pre-COVID. We're always at the top of the list, jockeying for place with a couple of other schools there in terms of value. A couple of websites though that might be for help for you in that, particularly financial aid websites. FAFSA.org, this isn't BYU specific obviously, but scholarships.byu.edu is in there. We encourage students to fill out the BYU scholarship. It's one application and they will be considered for any scholarships we have that they are eligible for. There's hundreds that we keep track of. For any students that qualify for a Pell Grant, we give the Cougar Pell Promise, and there's a website for that there. And I think I'm talking about that in just a second, but you know what, I'll cover it now. Here's the Cougar Pell Promise. If a student qualifies for a Pell Grant and the Pell money that they get doesn't quite cover their tuition, we have a couple of eligibility points, and if they meet those, we'll make up the difference so that they get their tuition. And that's what the Cougar Pell Promise is what that is. We also have scholarshipuniverse.byu.edu. This is a third-party service that we offer. I think actually Missy's covering this later as well for all the other schools, so it might get 2 mentions, and that's okay. The students can go to that website, they fill out some stuff about themselves, and this third party vets scholarships on our behalf and on their behalf and tells them, look, you're eligible for this stuff. For BYU freshman scholarships, students should be aware that it is not all about academic things in terms of scores and grades and GPAs. We consider non-academic factors as well for all of our scholarships. And for our scholarship application, the ACT, SAT scores are optional as well. They can put them in if they want. However, students do need to fill in a FAFSA if they want to be considered for a need-based scholarship. We look to see if they have filled in a FAFSA first. Back to the Cougar Pell Promise. I've already spoiled this one. I mean, it's no big surprise. It's just an awesomeness. So I'll just skip through this as well. If you're admitted, you meet the criteria, cougarpellpromise.byu.edu if any of your students could be taking advantage of that. 4 more websites for you, because you've only had about 30 from me so far, so 4 more is not going to help. That top one is for you specifically, counselors. High School Counselor, hsc.byu.edu. That is one page for you where we have put all of the links to all of the information that we think you might need. You only need to bookmark that one page, so you don't have to save all the information on all different pages. That's a page for you. signup.byu.edu, that one's important, that one's for your students. If they sign up there, we will send them emails about events that are happening in their area, broadcasts that we're doing on their behalf, clinics that we're running for help that we're doing for students, and even if we're coming to their town in person, they'll hear about that. Reps.byu, they can go there and find out who their rep is, and prepare.byu.edu is good information for those preparing to apply. Something else that is new for us, firstgen.byu.edu. If they are first generation students, there is a web page there listing all the helps that we have for them. I spoke about upcoming events very briefly. We have a number of broadcasts by time zone, just like this one from this studio, for your students. We also have a number of trips that we are making out and about in person. They're all listed at inyourtown.byu.edu, and students can go there, find what's nearest to them, and register for that as well. Okay, if you have any questions as well, you have reps. There they are. That's what we look at during the day. This is what we look at night when we go out and fight crime.
We should say that these are the full-time reps. But
Those are the full-time reps. If you're a school in Utah, you may have a rep that isn't one of those 3, because there's so many schools. We spread the love for Utah. Yes. But nationally, it's us 3 that go out and about. reps.byu.edu if you need that. And that is a whole bunch of information about BYU. But you can contact us if you have any more questions. That's me done. Missy?
There you go. Well done, Lincoln. All right, let's talk a little bit about all the campuses enrollment. We have got BYU with a large percentage of this enrollment there. 33,000. We are in a little bit of an expansion mode, not huge, but over 33,000 are enrolled this year for fall 2021. BYU Hawaii has an impressive 3,100. I know they're landlocked. They're not able to get a lot more land to increase the enrollment, so they're just doing wonderfully with what they have there. BYU Idaho, always in an expansion mode. They are almost at 27,000 for the full-time enrollment for fall of 2021. And then our Ensign College, close to 2,000 being enrolled there in downtown Salt Lake City. So that's pretty amazing. I'm going to be bringing in BYU Hawaii, but let's go ahead and do a video for them first.
Here goes. All right. All right. I'm out of here.
Mahalo, Eddie. We'll see Eddie later. We are BYU Hawaii. My name is Chad Ewan, an admissions officer here. And that was Eddie Mayava, our alumni and recruitment manager. We're grateful to be here in Provo, Utah, doing this wonderful live stream for you all counselors there. We're thankful at this time, the beautiful weather. I think the weather came great just in time for us. We enjoy the humid weather in BYU Hawaii. It's a little tropical, a little bit different from Utah. But we're here to talk about a little bit more about our university, and we want to start with our founder, David O. McKay. So David O. McKay was our president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In 1955, he came from Utah and dedicated our school, and our school is located on the island of Oahu, the North Shore, in Laie. And in Laie is a very special place. In Hawaiian, we say a pu'uhonua, and that means a sanctuary. And so BYU Hawaii is a sanctuary. And so this is what President David O. McKay, he said, "From this school will go men and women whose influence will be felt for good towards the establishment of peace internationally." So we are looking for students that want to establish peace internationally or wherever they will be, wherever they call home. And that's very important. So a little bit about who we are at BYU Hawaii. You know, we're the preeminent international center of learning in the Pacific. We have a diverse population of 3,000 students. So we are a small school, small classroom size, and we like that. However, we have about 60 countries that are represented all over the world. And we have about 50% of our students are from international countries. And you know, our small campus is a unique laboratory of intercultural leadership development. So we're a very different, small university. Our students will be able to get to know their professors. They can meet with them one-on-one about certain things. And our professors are very, very excited and love our students. very student-oriented. Just to name a few things about our requirements for BYU Hawaii. The ACT or SAT test is required for BYU Hawaii. So counselors, please remind your students to, when they apply, to also make sure that they finish these tests. These tests take a while to even plan ahead. You know how that is. Students, they think things last minute. Please remind your students, if they're planning to attend BYU Hawaii, they need to have those tests. Also, we invite those that are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to attend seminary and to participate and to also graduate after 4 years, and they receive their graduation certificate, and or if they served a mission, church mission, and we like those because those missionaries, returned missionaries, and we love to hear their stories and their essays. And so we love everybody because, we're Hawaii. However, we have a limited space. So that's why we require the SAT and ACT tests. So we also have our Holokai curriculum. It's very different. It's a major and 2 minors that's required for our students to graduate. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail, but I want to talk more about our BYU Hawaii mission, which is to learn, lead, and build. We want students that want to learn not only academically but spiritually. We integrate those things, those spiritual and academic learning. We want students that are already leaders, so that's very important. So not only to become leaders, but leaders as they are now in high school. So we want to prepare students with character and integrity who can provide leadership after they finish and graduate from BYU Hawaii. We want those that are builders, those that want to build wherever they are, build the communities, build righteous homes, build the kingdom of God. And now I'm going to turn the time to Eddie Maiava to talk to us more about the Holokai.
Aloha everyone, aloha counselors. So good to be with you today. My name is Eddie Maiava. I manage the student recruitment and alumni relations over at BYU Hawaii. Thank you, Chad. I just wanted to cover a little bit about our curriculum, our Holokai, which is the Hawaiian word means a voyage or journey. So as we talk about the people of the Pacific or Asia, as we voyage and we travel through the oceans to different destinations, it's the same thing as students come to BYU Hawaii, be able to have their journey and their experience through the academics and spiritual opportunities there. Okay, so I'm going to talk about our Holokai, and let's see what we got here. Let's see. So our Holokai, like most traditional schools, you have to fulfill some requirements, right? At BYU Hawaii, we generally have gone away from these requirements that most traditional universities or colleges do. At BYU Hawaii, there are core requirements, however, that you need to complete before your 4 years are over. You have to complete religion classes, which is about 14 credits, so 7 classes of religion courses, 2 English classes, and then 1 math class before the 4th year is done. But what we do ask the students is that they need to select a major and 2 minors or 2 certificates from the curriculum. So within this curriculum, there are different areas. We have arts and humanities, we have math and science, and then professional studies. So for example, if John comes in or wanting to major in arts and humanities, that will be the major. It's arts and humanities. But the other 2 sections, professional studies and math and science, they'll be able to select a minor from one of those areas, or a minor certificate or 2 certificates. Our idea behind this is to help the students when they leave BYU Hawaii become a little more rounded. Besides just their major area or path, now they have other what I call KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities in different areas. It can be compatible to their major, or it can be totally different areas that they would like to experience. I know when I went to school and majored in music, I could only stay within that path and not ventured off to what I wanted to do, like physical education and these other things. but now the students have the opportunity at BYU to be able to enjoy the Holokai journey and learn from different areas of disciplines and curriculum. So I think the students are really blessed to be able to learn that opportunity, to be able to stretch out besides their major and dabble in different areas of interest that they might have. And they'll take that along with them. Besides their major, they'll have these skills in order to help them become more marketable, whether they're going into employment or going on to graduate school. So that's our Holokai, okay? As Chad alluded to earlier, there are ways to help students to fund for school as well. So this listing, as you see, we have a whole bunch of scholarships there to help students. I think in our current ratio, we provide about 75% or something like that of our 77, sorry, it's right there. 77% of our students get some kind of financial aid, okay? So one of the, I'm just gonna touch on a few of them. One of them that it's really important is the David O. McKay. David O. McKay Scholarship is for all new students, whether you're coming in as a new freshman or a transfer student, you're going to compete in that particular scholarship. So it's a recruiting scholarship for us. It's very, very competitive. Sometimes students that have 4.0, sometimes they don't get it. But it all depends on the pool and how many people get considered for that. And remember, you are competing against students not only from the U.S., but those from international countries as well. So everybody that's coming in for that particular semester. We also have the merit scholarship. So once you start at BYU Hawaii, after each semester, we check your cumulative GPA. And if you fall between 3.65 on up to 4.0, you'll get at least a quarter tuition, a half tuition, 3/4, or full, depending on where your cumulative GPA lies. So after your first semester, if you fall into that range, you'll be considered. The beauty about this as well is that you don't have to fill out a form. All you got to do is get good grades, and we put the money into your account so you can help pay for school. The other neat thing too is our missionary voucher, our return missionary voucher. This is given to students that come from our target areas, which is Hawaii, Pacific, and Asia, as well as those that served in missions in our target areas. So missionaries that came from our target areas or those that served in our target areas, you'll be eligible to be considered for the return missionary voucher, which is a really cool thing. Kind of help you start with some money when you come to BYU Hawaii. And then as you can see, there's a lot of other types of scholarship. We have departmental scholarships from the areas that you major and minor in. We have external scholarships from various donors. We have about, I think, 60 or 70 at this time. So, you know, there's another way to help you pay for school. And then, of course, the FAFSA, like any other school or university across the U.S., you'll be able to apply for the FAFSA if you're a citizen of the U.S. in order to be considered for a grant. And then last but not least is work. You can work at BYU Hawaii, or you can work at the world-famous Polynesian Culture Center. And you don't have to dance. There are so many different positions that you can do at the Polynesian Culture Centers, and our students are able to not only dance, they can work in reservation, in our business department, in our security department, they can do work in the village, or they can do catering, and through all our dining areas, and so many other things. PCC and Polynesian Culture Center and BYU Hawaii does a really good job so that when students apply, we do our best to match their major towards a job that they are going to get, because we want to help them get some practical experience in their field while they're studying. Okay, so these are some of the opportunities that students are able to help them pay for school. Now, the last part here is our schedule. As you can see, we have a full fall and winter schedule. That's in between September to December, and then winter schedule from January to about April. And then we have a short spring semester, but only about 9 weeks, 8 to 9 weeks in spring from May to June. So our applications are open now for fall 2022. So if students are interested, counselors, you know, they can go ahead and apply online through us, okay? And then again, our mission, to learn, lead, and build, and to help our students. it's a small little school, like Chad said. If you're the type of students that enjoy learning in that environment, in a smaller classroom, it's a wonderful place. Our classrooms are maybe 25, 30 students at the most in each of those classrooms. So the average size is pretty small. You have your faculty. We don't have any TAs. So there's also great benefits to that if you're that type of learner. So if you like that type of environment, it's a great place for you to learn. And remember, being a small classroom, it's also very noticeable if you don't show up. So you want to make sure you go to class, right? Okay? So that's all I have, but I wanted to thank you again, all counselors, for the opportunity for me and Chad to be with you today. So I'm going to bring back the popular, beautiful Missy. All right, Missy, come on.
You ready?
Yeah, look at the camera. All right. Yeah, we gotta take it slow. These are counselors. They're kind of slow. Okay, one more time. Here we go.
Hey,
good
mahalo,
job.
my friend. Thank you very much. Great to have you here. Thank you. All right. In this transition, I just want to talk about first-year financial help. So I know that BYU Hawaii just commented on how many people receive financial help. So with BYU Idaho, Ensign College, over half of our students are going to be receiving that financial help. That could come in the way of federal financial aid or scholarship, private donors, grants, etc. So there's a lot of financial help that could be available to them. We also recommend, like we said, good old-fashioned work and studying and saving for that. Lincoln mentioned, or slipped out of the bag, that BYU has scholarshipuniverse.com. So if you go to byu.scholarshipuniverse.com, you'd find information for applicants that are applying to BYU. But if they're applying to BYU Hawaii, BYU Idaho, or Ensign College, they also have a scholarship universe. And these are vetted, and they are trusted. They're free to the applicant. They do not need to pay any money to have them fill out a profile, and then that profile will go out and look at thousands of opportunities and come back and say, hey, based on your profile and your interests, this looks like it could be an opportunity for you to maybe get some more money. So don't have them pay money to do that. This has already been vetted and paid for, so just be wary of that. All right, I've got on deck Brady from BYU Idaho, and he's going to take it away on BYU Idaho.
Awesome, thanks, Missy.
Thank you.
All right, as was mentioned, my name is Brady Nordfelt. I'm excited to be here to talk to you about BYU Idaho. Now, for those of you who are a little unfamiliar with us, we are a BYU school located in Idaho. All right. But here's a little bit about where we are. So a lot of people don't necessarily know much about Idaho and what's around our university. But we are located in a place that a lot of people go to vacation, which is pretty awesome. We are an hour north of us is Yellowstone National Park, where a lot of our students will go and see the geysers and do all that kind of stuff. Just to the east of us, about an hour's drive, is Teton National Park, where the Grand Teton mountain range is, that you can see there in that photo. A really cool thing, right at the town at the base of those mountains is Driggs, Idaho. And every year they have a hot air balloon festival that my family goes to every once in a while. It's really fun, and you actually get to go out and help set up the hot air balloons, and a lot of our students go and do that as well. We also have lots of other mountain ranges close by. There are sand dunes 15 minutes outside of town where our students go and get all hopped up on root beer and Skittles and things like that. So pretty fun thing to do there. There's lots of other outdoor things that you can get involved in. We'll talk about those more in a second. But let's talk a little bit more about just our campus, if you're kind of unfamiliar with it. A lot of people think that we're just this small university in a small town in Rexburg, Idaho, surrounded by just potatoes. Well, to a certain extent, that is kind of true. We are a small town, but we're not a very small university. We serve around 35,000 plus students per year, and only around 20,000 students per semester. Now, the reason for that difference is because we operate a little different than other universities. We have 3 semesters rather than just 2 semesters. And when a student applies to BYU Idaho, they get admitted onto a grouping of 2 semesters, whether that's fall-winter, winter-spring, or spring-fall. And that's when they attend school. This allows us to admit, as you can see, thousands more students that we'd otherwise have to deny. It allows us to have an acceptance rate of 97%, which is pretty awesome for us to be able to admit that many students to our wonderful campus. But even though we have such a large campus group, our average class size is around 31, which is great. All 50 states are represented on our campus, 107 different countries. So pretty great opportunity for a lot of youth to attend a great school. We're also very inexpensive because we are located in a place that's kind of more rural. Its cost of living is low and our tuition is very low, as we've kind of talked about. So what do our students get up to at BYU Idaho? Now, of course, we are basically the Hawaii of the mainland. You just have to swap pineapples for potatoes when you come to our area. But otherwise, pretty much the same thing. There's lots of fun things that our students get up to. We have this list here. We started to list a bunch of things that our students do, and we realized this list could go on forever, so we limited it to what you see here. We have lots of clubs like LARPing and Dungeons and Dragons to concerts and plays. We have a great intramural sports program, competitive and non-competitive leagues. So for the competitive leagues, the students actually try out for the teams, and then those teams play each other. We don't have intercollegiate sports on our campus, but we still have that great opportunity for our students to participate in any type of sports, anything from volleyball to football, to soccer, to tennis, to really much rugby, anything, you name it. We also have lots of just fun activities on campus. We have color runs, and we have mud volleyball. We have just random activity nights where you can play whatever this game is that this guy's playing. We have...
It's golf something.
Golf something.
Ladder golf.
Ladder golf.
Yeah.
There you go. It's lots of fun. We also have dances and concerts and plays and just you name it. There's actually a couple ski resorts close by to BYU Idaho. There's one that's only 30 minutes outside of town, and the other that's about an hour away, Grand Targhee, which typically gets the largest snowfall in the United States for a ski resort consistently. So it's a pretty spectacular mountain to go to, and as you ride the lift to the very top, there's an excellent view of the Tetons right from the top of the lift, which is really cool and exciting. There's lots of mountain biking. In fact, I was at Grand Targhee, the ski resort, last weekend for a mountain bike race that my children participated in, which was a lot of fun. Lots of places close by as well. On campus, there's this place called the ORC as well, the Outdoor Resource Center. And you can go there and rent pretty much anything from sleds and skis to mountain bikes to rock climbing equipment, you name it. And they also do a lot of activities where they take students out to go and do a bunch of these activities. As you can see in this image here, there's some students who are learning to ice climb. So when I was a student on campus, I actually worked for this organization, and my goal was to be a rock climbing guide, and I would take students out rock climbing and rafting and all that kind of stuff, and I actually met my wife rock climbing, so that's pretty cool. And now my wife and I teach rock climbing in the community. So there you go. That's my life path there. So a lot of fun things that our students get up to on campus and around campus. Now let's talk about the 21-22 application that is open right now. Obviously it opens September 1st, so your students can go and apply right now. The priority deadline for BYU Idaho is February 1st, and what that means is that at that point you have the chance to get all the required documents in to still apply for scholarships on campus. The final deadline for BYU Idaho is going to be September 1st, so the application is basically open for one whole year. Now, scholarship application deadline opens October 1st, and that deadline is March 1st. So encourage your students to go and fill out that scholarship application. Obviously, they're not going to get a scholarship if they don't fill it out, so that's something that they'll need to do. In addition to those updates, our application is going to be test optional this year, meaning that students, when they're going through the application process, can select whether they want their application to be, their ACT or SAT score to be evaluated or not. It also allows them to not even submit it at all if they don't want to submit an ACT or SAT score. We are encouraging all students to take those tests and to submit them because those scores will be used in freshman placement for classes such as math and English. So if a student goes through the application process and they do not submit an ACT or SAT score for us to look at, they will have to take additional steps to register for those math and English courses. So simple that way. All right, our favorite thing, COVID updates at BYU Idaho. There still is a mask mandate on our campus. That will continue to be reevaluated as the semester moves on. Our classes started this week. So depending on how the reaction is and how COVID is happening on our campus, the mask mandate will stay until that's reevaluated. Vaccines are encouraged but not required on our campus. Fall semester classes will begin mostly in-person, and we're hoping to stay that way. And there's going to be vaccine clinics happening all the time on campus where students can go get the vaccine as well. It is limited gathering on campus, so we're not going to have some of our big activities that we used to have, or even outside groups coming in. We're not going to have those for this semester at least, because we want to keep those numbers under control when it comes to COVID. We are, though, offering campus tours in person on campus as well as virtually. Having looked at the chats, I see that a lot of you don't live anywhere near Idaho. So if you want to encourage your students to get to know BYU Idaho a little bit better, we are offering virtual tours. You can simply go to that link that's on the screen, and then you can schedule that virtual tour. And we actually have a person that sits there and talks to you about campus. They show you a few videos, and it's a student who can tell you what it's like to be a student at BYU Idaho. So that's a great opportunity. If you do happen to be headed to our area and you're driving through to Yellowstone or whatever, you're in Jackson Hole and you're close to us, come on over for a campus tour. That's the best way to get to know our campus. It's kind of like, shopping for a pair of pants. You don't want to just, get something willy-nilly and it doesn't fit. You want to try it on first and see what it's like for you. So encourage your students to come visit us. Now, a really amazing event that is coming up on our campus is our annual Campus Day. We started this about 4 years ago, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago. And it's a big event that we have every single year. Typically when it's in person, we get around 1,200 people that show up for this awesome event, and we feed you and we take you around on campus tours. You get to meet all the departments, and there's activities and all sorts of stuff. Well, unfortunately this year it's going to have to be virtual, but we're hoping that the spring semester we're going to have an on-campus event where people can now come and gather on campus. But this virtual event's still going to be awesome. You get to talk to students on our campus. You'll get to meet with financial aid and admissions and all that kind of stuff, and learn a ton about what our campus has to offer. We're also going to have a department fair where students can get to know all the departments that they might be interested in studying under. So simply just scan that QR code or go to the link that's on the screen, and that will be happening September 25th of this year. And then we'll announce, hopefully, and send out emails to all of you for a spring event, and the next fall for sure, Campus Day, hopefully on our campus, and it'll be a great and wonderful event. It's been a pleasure having you here with me, having this opportunity to talk to you. Maybe someday we'll get to meet each other. It'll be awesome. But BYU is a fantastic school and a fantastic option for many of your students to attend, and I hope that they can come and have a great time as I did as a student many, many years ago, and enjoy working there now as an older person. So I'm going to hand it back to Missy, and we'll continue on.
Thank you, Brady. There we have Idaho. That's their state song, I think. So, very good. As you are probably starting to realize, every one of these schools is different. So a lot of times people think, oh, it's the BYU, they're all the same. They are not all the same, and that is included also not just in our application, but in our deadlines and in our policies and procedures and our missions. So help your students understand that just because it's at one school, it may not be at another school. So they do try and be as accommodating as possible. And these deadlines, some of them are not firm, some of them are firm. So for BYU, very firm. BYU Idaho, I'm told, they're just trying to be as flexible as they can, as get as many kids in as they can and service as many people. So that's awesome. But we now have in our studio, for the second time ever, BYU Pathway Worldwide. Woo! Thank you. This is Kemp. Thanks, Kemp.
Thanks, Missy. Hi, I am Kemp Nickel. I'm from BYU Pathway Worldwide. I represent the enrollment department. And I'm excited to tell you more about BYU Pathway. We work right now in association with BYU Idaho and Ensign College as a service provider, where they award the degrees, but we work with students online so they have the opportunity to earn those degrees from those institutions. And in the future, we'll be offering more degrees. But BYU Pathway Worldwide has been a work in progress for quite a while. I want to just share with you two quotes, audio quotes, from Henry B. Eyring from 1972 when he was the president of Ricks College. And then the second one will be from President Bednar when he was the president of Ricks College, and he saw the transition from Ricks College to go to BYU Idaho. So we'll watch and listen to these two clips.
We must also find ways for this college to serve young people whose needs are shaped by a great variety of cultures and situations, and who may not be able to come to this campus. We will find direct ways to move the blessing of education from this campus out into the lives of men and women everywhere.
It will be necessary for us to serve ever better the thousands of students we have on campus, while simultaneously reaching out to bless the lives of tens of thousands of young Latter-day Saints throughout the world. We must learn how to assist and bless Institute students and other LDS youth in Rhode Island and Rome while effectively serving our students on campus in Rexburg.
And so then in 2017, President Russell M. Nelson, at the inauguration of BYU Pathway Worldwide, he said this: BYU Pathway Worldwide brings an innovative approach to education, one that is unique to the church educational system and to the world. So we're thrilled that we can now offer programs to anyone around the world. I just mentioned in 2017 is when BYU Pathway was created, and our responsibility is to oversee all the online programs, and so that's a work in progress. But the purpose of BYU Pathway is to provide access to higher education wherever the church is organized. So we know there's lots of people who would love to come to the campus, and if they have opportunities to apply to one of the campuses, we encourage them to do that. But if they can't and they need to stay home, or there's other circumstances, there's always an opportunity to have them look at BYU Pathway Worldwide and have that opportunity to have a CES experience. And it's no small thing. Last year we served 51,000 students. This year that is looking to be about 58,000 students being served in 150 different countries and all the U.S. states. Many of them are here in Utah, but there are students all over the country. And with that as an introduction, let me show you this brief video to give you some of the details of BYU Pathway.
Do you wish that you could earn a university degree, but think you can't because of high tuition costs, lack of time, fear, or other obstacles? BYU Pathway Worldwide removes these barriers by providing access to spiritually based degrees completely online from anywhere in the world, and at a significantly reduced cost. Here's how it works. In association with BYU Idaho and Ensign College, BYU Pathway Worldwide offers access to online certificates and degrees in areas of business, technology, health, communication, family, and professional studies. Every degree program is built with certificates, and a certificate is typically made up of just 5 courses and can be completed in 1 year or less. To build a degree, you select 3 marketable certificates that stack into an associate degree as well as a bachelor's degree, and for no additional cost or time. One of the best parts about earning certificates on the way to a degree is that you can get a job or improve your employment way before graduating. In fact, more than half of all students who are seeking employment report making more money after completing their first certificate, and then see an even bigger income boost after completing a bachelor's degree. And because every course is online, you never need to come to a university campus, allowing you to study from home, fitting coursework around job schedules or other personal responsibilities. But perhaps the most meaningful aspect of pursuing a degree through BYU Pathway Worldwide is the spirituality it builds within students. Religion courses teach spiritual doctrines from the Holy Scriptures and modern prophets and apostles that deepen conversion and bring people closer to God and Jesus Christ. 94% of students say that their participation in BYU Pathway Worldwide increased their faith and their testimony of the Savior. There are 2 ways to start a degree. Most students select the preferred path, which starts with Pathway Connect. It is offered at a reduced cost, and no ACT or SAT are required for admission. Pathway Connect includes a blend of foundational, academic, and religion courses that teach life skills and will help you see increased success, no matter your age, and every course counts toward your degree. In addition to these courses, students also gather once a week to support one another and participate in educational and leadership activities related to their courses. You may choose to gather virtually through online groups or in person at a local church meeting house. Also, non-native English speakers improve their English by participating in additional reading, writing, speaking, and listening activities. While the preferred path is recommended for most students, some students may benefit by starting their degree with the advanced path. This option requires a more detailed application process, including submission of ACT or SAT scores, and is primarily for individuals who have previously taken several university courses and also have experience taking courses online. However, even these students often benefit by starting with the preferred path. No matter which path you start with, tuition prices are significantly less than what you would pay somewhere else. And while tuition for both paths is low, the cost of the preferred path is reduced even more. In summary, BYU Pathway Worldwide makes higher education attainable for everyone, including people who thought it might never be possible. With BYU Pathway's low-cost, online, spiritually based programs, a university degree is within your reach.
I don't think that any other program that I would have been able to find would have the same type of impact on my life.
Sometimes you think that you have had all the chances in the world, and then you get this amazing blessing out of nowhere. So to me, it was just the biggest gift I could have ever gotten.
It is the beginning of the rest of my life. It's the start of the rest of my journey towards who I want to become.
It was just a miracle for me.
It was an answer to my prayers.
Pathway is a blessing, really changed my life.
BYU Pathway Worldwide brings an innovative approach to education. I encourage each person, regardless of age, to continue to learn. Pursue whatever path will be most valuable to you and to your own family. You will be blessed as you do this. You will grow academically, professionally, and spiritually as you seek to enhance your education.
That's a great message from our prophet and president, Russell M. Nelson. And the stories from those students is wonderful as well. With BYU Pathway, we have lots of different areas, and that continues to grow. We encourage you to go to our website, byupathway.org, to learn more about that. But here on the next couple of slides, I just want to repeat some of the things that we saw in the video and just slow it down so we could see that. With BYU Pathway, we are certificate first focused, where we want to help individuals focus on those certificates as they complete their associates and their bachelor's degrees. And so those certificates automatically go into the associates and then they roll into their bachelor's degree. And as they focus on that certificate, each certificate is about 4 or 5 different courses, and they can complete that each year. And as we say it's certificate first, helping those students focus on that certificate, they get it. There is income potential that they get earlier as they're working through their program. And then as they finish their program, they'll see another bump later on. Many programs here, and again, we represent and are service provider for BYU Idaho and Ensign College, and so these certificates and bachelor's degrees are awarded through those institutions. but we encourage you again to go to the website to learn about those. And it's no secret, with the CES schools and BYU Pathway, we focus on spirituality and help building faith. And as we talk to our students, 94% of them said that their faith increased and their testimony increased of their Savior. There are 2 ways to start BYU Pathway. There's the preferred path, and that's a program we call Pathway Connect. That's a 1-year program, 3 semesters, where they start with 6 foundational courses, and they all count towards their degree. And one thing to point out with that preferred path in Pathway Connect, there's no ecclesiastical endorsement for that first year, but as they complete that program and then move into the advanced path, then the ecclesiastical endorsement would be an expectation. And then the other admission requirements apply there with the advanced path. I love talking about the tuition because it's very cost effective and affordable for students. With the preferred path, it's $77 per credit hour. If they decide that they want to bypass the preferred path of Pathway Connect because maybe they have over 60 credits, excuse me, that's fine. They can go right into the advanced path, which is $131 per credit hour. But for those who complete the preferred path first, they will maintain that $77, well, I should say they'll maintain the Pathway Connect tuition rate as they continue on in their degree program. So that's information about BYU Pathway Worldwide. Just to finish with this thought that President Nelson said, gain all the education you can. For us as Latter-day Saints, gaining an education is not just a privilege, it is a religious responsibility. So with that in mind, we really encourage everybody to come to the campus if they can, but if they can't and online is a better option for them, we hope that you'll encourage them to take a look at BYU Pathway because here's an opportunity for them to finish their degree. So thank you. Missy.
Thank you so much, Cam. Oh, we're happy that BYU Pathway has joined our institutions. They are really changing lives, and I am grateful for their participation in tonight's event or this afternoon's event. And we've had some other events too, so it's been great to get to know them very well. All right, in closing, before I let you go, these are our websites and our email addresses. So, Kelton, can I have you go out so I can point? Thanks. So these are our websites over here on this side, and then we'll have them go to the wide screen again. And then these are our email addresses. And you can take a screenshot of that, get in touch with us. You can also find out this information at highschoolcounselor.byu.edu. And we are thankful again for you for coming from all over the United States and Canada. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. Be safe.